I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. And we have been doing the update for about 4 years now, and I want you to know that at times it feels like bitching into a black hole. You know, we listen and we get a chuckle, and we wait for the next week and the more smarmy bullshit from this hopefully funny writer. Sometimes it feels like we're doing something, doesn't it? Huh? You know, I just realized we're not. Change doesn't happen from the bleachers, bitches. It happens on the court. And just because you cover yourself in orange and blue paint and pound 14 beers doesn't mean you help the Broncos win, dipshit. When was the last time you actually stood up for something? You know, this last week I decided to take down every pro-gun argument I could. Let's have a real debate, and day after day, hour after hour, I dismantled every argument on the gun side until the people who thought they had a good reason for Americans to continue killing each other were shut down. But you know what? I didn't change their minds. They just stopped following me on Twitter. When was the last time you actually put some effort into changing things for the better? You know, we've become a society where after 22 kids are killed in a school, or a terrorist organization kills women for reading a book, or the kings of Wall Street continue to rape the rule book so they have yachts and we have to sell blood so we can buy dinner. We accept food that is so unhealthy our dogs won't eat it, and then we watch in silence as the rich white men running our government sit silently on their hemorrhoid donuts waiting for the day to end so they can cash the checks from the prescription drug companies and the NRA. Where are the rebels and the patriots? That's what I'm asking. I'd like to think I'm one, but I'm not. I'm like you guys. I'm in the bleachers, painted red, white, and blue, screaming into the empty. Tomorrow I'm going to call my congressman, and I'm going to leave a message. Actually, fuck that. I'm doing it right now. There, I just did it. See, that's right. In the middle of writing this, I called a congressman's office and talked to them about guns and gun violence and thanked them for finally taking a stand today in the House of Representatives. It was such a small thing, but it was something. It only took me 5 minutes, and I felt better. So when was the last time you got on the court, people, for your country? Ask yourself. And I'm not talking about soldiers. We know you did. But there's a lot of us that have an opinion about every fucking thing, and yet when it comes down to changing it, we don't. So ask yourself. And I know there are people who are listening right now are teachers and firemen and comics and whatever, and we all feel like talking, bitching, showing up every day at our jobs or writing jokes is enough. And maybe it is once in a while. But seeing the destruction of the right and the left and how no one gets along, maybe it isn't enough anymore. So call your congressman. Just go on the internet, find your district, call them. Yeah, I had 2 people pick up the phone today. It was weird. And even if you don't agree with them, do something bigger than you. Something for the country, something that will help all of us. Let someone know what you think. You know, these fuckers work for us. But if you ever had a kid that you just let do what it wants and don't give it any instruction, then you're probably standing outside your burned down house. We are the freest nation on earth, and we really don't care or appreciate that anymore. And we have the freedom to fix everything that's going on, or we can just let it burn. So, what you gonna do? Me? I'm going to go right now and annoy some people that work for us. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Hey everybody, Christopher Titus Podcast. Wow, that was kind of a little just me yelling a little bit. Yeah, a couple of funny things. Which white men sitting on their hemorrhoid donuts? That was a nice sentence. Bitching into the empty. Sounds very existential. With me, as always, to the right, the beautiful Bombshell Rae.
What's up, people?
And over there is the fetus.
Hey!
There you go. So, yeah, I want to talk to you guys today about some of the bullshit that's going on in our country. And here's the bullshit. You know, at one point, you can't blame everybody. At one point, you got to blame us. That's what I started thinking. And today, I was watching that, which is the first thing I've seen, I think in the last 5 or 6 years, I haven't seen anybody in our government go batshit. And between the 15-hour filibuster that Chris What's-His-Face did, and now today the Democrats sat down and took over the House of Representatives, I'm like, all right, yeah, rebels and patriots, let's go, bitches. And I'm just glad somebody's doing something. Because we've had this lockjaw between Mitch McConnell and the douchebags. And that's right, I'm calling them douchebags. Not because they're on the right.
I don't think anybody's shocked that you just...
Because they're acting like douchebags. If they were doing something, if they were passing legislation, we'd be fine. Go ahead, you can talk now.
I'm just saying it's not abnormal for you to call anyone a douchebag, specifically Mitch McConnell. I think
Mitch
everyone
McConnell.
At home is
he's literally, they should just change the definition in the Urban Dictionary too. They should just change the word douchebag to Mitch McConnell. Yo, man, quit being a McConnell. You know what I'm saying? A McConnell bag? I don't know. He looks like a bag, doesn't he?
Like you Munsoned it?
It looks like his skin is just being just barely held in by that thin parchment he calls skin.
I think he's super cute.
He's not cute at all. I don't even
He's
know.
cute, like
He
how Jon
is
Stewart
not.
said he was like a little turtle. He
Yeah.
does like turtle.
No, he used to do that cartoon. Yep.
He's so
Yep.
sweet.
I'm gonna run the Senate. Yep.
Did you say? Oh, you did say hi to Fetus.
Yeah, I just had to feed us.
Oh, he was just kicked back in his chair texting.
Here's what I did. So I'm in the middle of actually writing that podcast, and I thought, why am I waiting till I actually wrote, tomorrow I'm gonna, and I went, no, why am I doing it tomorrow? We have so much access right now to any and everybody. You were standing there, and
I can actually attest to the fact that while you were in the middle of typing the Armageddon update, all of a sudden you're on the phone. Twice, both times, and I was thinking, "Oh no," because you were like, "This is Christopher Titus, and I don't even know if he's in my district or not." But I just have something. I thought, "Oh no!" But actually, you were calling to rant politely for 6 minutes straight.
Yeah, I did. I actually called a representative that's not in my district, and I asked, "Is he there right now on the House of Representatives floor?" And they said, "Yes, he is." And I said, "Do you tell him? Thank God the Democrats." I said, because I even do a bit. I told him, I said, I even do a bit in my act where I kind of call Democrats pussies. I go for not doing anything. That you guys are actually stepping up and taking swings right now. It's good.
And I did a song called "Arm the Children." Can you go and retweet that to your followers?
Yeah, please. And so we did that, and then I called. Then I found the guy that was in our district. And I called his office. And here's the weird thing, people. Call your congressman. People pick up. It's not, or you can leave a crazy ranty message. But call up and call. I think the problem we have right now is when they do something good, nobody says anything. And we do something bad, the people that bitch are probably the same people. It's on the Internet. Just go on the Internet, go to the website, call the number. It took me 3 minutes. Tell them what you wanted and what you didn't want. And you people in the red states, that you have Republican leaders, call them too. Let them know that whether you're happy or not. Even if it's like you tell everybody don't be terrorists should have guns too, then go ahead and do that. But I think doing this podcast is something that I'm doing my part. Nah, not really. And the people that are listening, thanks for listening. But let's fix this shit.
You mean this isn't enough?
It's enough for me.
Is there something else required of me?
Yeah, call your congressman.
But you already did.
Yeah, but it's not
from the same number.
I know, but that's not.
I think that's good.
That's not good.
Thank you.
But Fetus was telling me that I guess on Twitter's blowing up because people are doing something now. This inspired people. I think that they did an old school. They did a sit-in. They did an old school sit-in in the House of Representatives.
Oh yeah, there's it's happening. Over 50 Democrats are just sitting in, and they can't get stuff working in the House right now. They just can't start, and the Republicans, in response, decide to turn off the C-SPAN cameras, just like little children. Like, well, we don't want people seeing this. And so a bunch of the Democrats are now live tweeting and periscoping and social mediaing what's happening so that people can stay informed.
Yeah, I burst out laughing because they were saying that they turned all the cameras off. You can't see what's going on, but here's what's going on. Weirdly enough, CNN is obviously from the last century, too, because even CNN was like, yeah, we can't really show you what's going on. Next thing I know, it's Periscope videos and like Twitter videos and Instagram videos coming up. I'm like, well, of course, you can't hide anymore. I can't wait till the stuff comes out about Trump. There's gonna be stuff coming out about Hillary too. You got to remember Mitt Romney. Twitter Some internet took Mitt Romney down last time. Took him down. Remember some guy, some waiter had filmed it. Okay, Mr. Romney, do you like us in this country? Watch this. Click. I filmed that. Okay.
Can we talk about the fact that Donald Trump was almost assassinated?
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Or assassinated, as your daughter wrote a paper about in 8th grade.
She did write the word assassinate.
Maybe he should be assassinated.
Laughed,
he should be assassinated.
And then we debated telling her or not.
Yeah.
She also wrote, it was a different paper where she wrote that Marilyn Monroe died from an overdose of enema.
Yep.
It's very similar to being assassinated.
Yeah,
that's
very
what
similar.
we said, and that's why we thought it was hilarious.
Yeah. Our kid got way too much dark comedy way too young.
It was too many words and not enough information in the 8th grade for her, so she threw them all into one paper, and that's what came out.
Assassinated by an enema. What?
So I got the duty of explaining to her what an enema was.
Duty.
Yay.
Duty. We all said it. So Trump, so here's the thing. So Trump said about the Orlando shooting, he said those people had some guns, they could have put a bullet right in that dude's skull, and that would have been beautiful. Yet, when the young kid jumps up, grabs a gun from a cop, and tries to shoot Trump wasn't armed. Trump went down like a little bitch. Where's your gun, homie? How come you didn't just put a bullet right between his eyes, bitch? I would have done that, man. Yo, Gangsta Donald, you supposed to be doing this, man. You've been talking smack for 2 weeks now. Yo, if we'd have had those dudes with guns, we could have taken out that club. But what you do, you curled up in a fetal position like a bitch on stage while some cop took the defeat. He was a kid. It was a damn embryo who tried to pull a weapon, and you didn't have your gun on you, Donald. You full of shit still. I don't know which character that is, but I'd like to.
That was Willie's friend, Ray.
Yeah, Ray.
Ray.
Yeah.
We actually just, I'm proud to announce, and this just reminded me of that, but we here at Combustion Lounge, we had a baby girl.
Oh, wow.
We
She's
finally
so weird.
got our girl.
Oh, boy.
Yay.
We have hired somebody new to help us with this. To
As
build
of 20
the podcast.
minutes ago.
As of 20 minutes ago. And we have a baby girl now.
It's a girl. I've been wanting a girl for a while.
So we interviewed her. She's
But I said, when are you available? This is what reminded me of that. And she went, all day, every day.
Yeah, she said, I burst out laughing. I said, I like to someone interviews like you're interviewing a rapper. Y'all bring it hardcore 24/7. Okay, calm down, Sheila.
I was kind of hoping the next person to get hired would tilt the needle closer to my direction, and yet now the needle's like.
What direction is that?
It's
the less scary direction.
As I said, we have built this gothic room full of blades sticking out of the wall, and he's a beige dresser.
Which, when you said it, I thought you meant someone who dresses in all beige,
No.
but you guys meant a piece of furniture.
Yeah, but a solid, needed piece of
Sturdy.
furniture. Sturdy, yeah.
Reliable.
That stays quiet a lot. That's what I'm saying. That's
No, our new girl comes from, apparently identified with Mr. Titus because her mother was also in and out of mental institutions before she was killed. So I just think, should I not say that?
Yeah, maybe you probably shouldn't give someone's personal story.
Yeah, we're
until
not saying her name.
All right.
But anyway, she identified with Norman Rockwell as bleeding.
Yeah.
So now we have another baby Titus on our hands, maybe.
Another dysfunctional, backgrounded fighter. She's a fighter.
And a fighter.
Yeah, which is
I
great.
like it.
You love that, so you want to hire.
And cut to 2 weeks from now where I'm ripping my hair out because
This
I
bitch
hired you. I just hired
That's
you.
what I said. I said, you're just hiring another version of me is what you're doing.
Which
It's not
sounds cute today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what could we do, guys, to make the country better? I mean, what could we do? Like, I just calling these guys today, they listened, and I was like, I want you guys to know you got to keep swinging. Don't back off. Keep swinging.
How do you think he wrote that message for the congressman?
What do you mean?
Because you talked to his assistant.
I
or
don't know. It was
something.
ranty, rambly. It was so ranty and rambly. He probably was just like, some dude called, said, good job, keep doing it. I hope that's all he wrote. Because if he wrote what I said, it's going to look really crazy. I'm going to get flagged. I'm going to be on a terrorist watch list. Because it was just so rambly.
You know what I was thinking about today? This is like, obviously it's been bad every time, but I feel like Orlando is just sort of, it's tipped the needle where it's just, it's done. Like, there's no more. We need to do something, right? And I think everyone's feeling like that,
but
right?
But why, though? Why, though? Is it because it was one of those... Listen, a nightclub is a place of... Go ahead. What do you think?
I was going to say that it occurred to me when I was watching this sit-in on the floor that there's two parties, and they're both taking opposite stands, and only one party stands to gain something. The other party that's actually doing the sit-in right now stands to gain nothing except a lot of BS thrown at them,
People
and
pissed
except
off.
for people's lives being saved.
Right.
The Republicans refusing to look at it and make policy change and change the laws, what do they stand to gain? Money.
Money from the NRA
Right.
and the special interests, right?
Right. And not just the NRA, but the gun manufacturers.
Gun manufacturers, yeah, who do contribute to their campaigns. Plus, the next running for Congress is coming up too with the presidential election every 2 years, so it's coming up too. So yeah, they're doing absolutely nothing. They voted down 4 different gun measures, and guys, and these gun measures we're talking about. And I don't want to talk about guns. This whole point of this podcast was let's do something. And by the way, I don't even care if it's about guns. In your neighborhood, do something. You know what I did this week? I went and I stole this idea entirely from Bombshell. Total steal. And I went. I bought 10 Chipotle gift cards. And that I hand out to homeless people.
Oh, you only got 10.
Sorry, I got 20. Take it back. I got 20.
You even steered the number and the amount.
I did. I got $20 $10 gift card.
I guess you can't get upset At first I was like, wow, you stole. And then I thought, oh, wait, no, he just hopped onto an idea to help other people. But my initial reaction was, you hack. It's a terrible reaction.
Like
I'm a horrible person.
Like had I knitted blankets for him, you'd have been fine though, because that would have been an original
was your idea.
Yeah, no, I'm stealing your idea because it's easy.
I had my mom, she was really sick, Bombshell, and she sat in bed, and on every Subway gift card, because I don't want to give my homeless people salmonella, my mom wrote with a Sharpie on each gift card,
That's uncalled for. Right
God
now's
loves you, or some message, you're not alone, or different things like that. And I just thought it was really sweet. I thought that was always going to be a part of this thing that I want to do.
Well, since mine are Chipotle, I wrote, make sure the people behind the counter wash their hands. I wrote on another one, dude, don't eat the lettuce. It's local.
Free clinic located at
Yeah, then I put dates. I put dates.
Yep.
I said, here's how put your finger down your throat to vomit if you feel sick. I just wrote
Quit
some
bitching, it's free.
I just shut up and eat your burrito. I wrote that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mine are a little different. Mine are a little edgier than yours. Let's just say that.
In many ways.
Yeah. So what's going on Twitter? You said people are getting involved.
Oh yeah, I have a bunch of my friends on Twitter and
X-wing pilots.
You have friends?
I have a couple acquaintances that I may or may not consider friends. I don't know. It makes me feel better to think they're
Do
my friends.
you consider them friends?
Yes.
Then they're friends.
No, he actually just said I may or may not consider them friends, so I'm trying to figure that out.
They're definitely my friends.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's good.
Very.
Take a stand.
Taking a stand.
There you go.
You're my friend, damn it.
Damn you.
Come back here.
A bunch of my old professors that are on Twitter. Everyone's tweeting that they're calling the representatives.
Wait. Are you calling your old professors your friends?
You were that
I have
kid
a
in
couple
school?
professors that are my friends.
Dude,
Yeah.
were you that kid in school? Oh, really?
I mean, shut up.
Wow, look at Feedy getting all mad.
He's getting all amped up. Yeah. I'm going to hold this podcast studio hostage. I'm going to sit in.
He's
so,
purple. He's purple. Why do you always turn purple? It gives you away.
No, 'cause when
I
he
can't
stand-
control. I can't control it.
When he stands up for something, he gets like, "Oh, I was out of control. I just got nuts, man. I blew the roof off this bitch."
And he's terrified about the thunder that's about to rain down on his head from you.
He doesn't care. Me?
Yeah, me. I'm
Who
really
are you afraid
nice.
of more in this room?
Absolutely, Rachel.
Yeah, there you go.
Yay.
Yeah,
Close.
Yeah, not even close. Exactly.
I win.
I'm just goofball douchebag sitting on the
Yeah,
couch
that's
throwing
all you
potato
are.
chips while he's sleeping.
Is that
You're,
all he is?
What?
That's all he is?
You don't
No,
understand.
you're baiting me. I'm not.
You
answering
don't
that
understand.
Did
when-
you just say you throw potato
You
chips
know that
at
guy?
him while
It's
he's
just
sleeping?
a dude. You know, like a dude at a party, like that one dude sleeping. You just build a potato chip mountain on his body. So when he
Never
wakes up,
done
it just
that
goes and he just falls. I know because you're hanging out with your professors. That's why. That's not the.
See?
Fired back. I mean, it's not untrue. Every Wednesday.
Shots fired.
God, everyone say, really? Do you go?
Yeah, I went to trivia. It was great.
We have
It wasn't
fingers.
just me. It was like a group of us.
I'm
We
sorry.
have finger sandwiches and pedophores, and we discussed.
But you didn't know what that was until last week.
I am
I
so
taught
white
you.
trash. I'm pedophore. I'm like, what? A pedo who?
So
What?
I spelled it for
that a
him, and he
rapper?
goes, that doesn't help. Pedophore. We always had him for a sorority. So nice use of that in context, actually brilliantly in context. Let's get back to that. Every Wednesday you hung out with your professors?
Yeah, one of them. So it was my primary film professor, and he was like a younger dude, and he was super cool, and we'd all like a bunch.
You guys had
he was like
pants
my
on,
mentor.
right?
He was like my mentor.
You guys kept on pants.
what-
Pants. You had pants on, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was checking to make
Or
sure-
shorts,
yeah.
depending.
Just me. Okay.
But
Cargo.
Cargo should- yeah,
it's
that's
the only
right.
kind of shorts I own. I have no fashion
Yeah.
sense. And a bunch of us would go do trivia at the Raven every Wednesday. Like, I don't see what's so weird about
Trivia
that.
at the Raven. Well, I can tell you that sentence has never been said by me ever when I was in school.
But it sounds exciting.
Well,
that-
every Wednesday I'd go with my professors and play trivia at the Raven.
Trivia at the Raven. Are you going to be there? Yes, I will. Good, Johnson. Will you be there? Yes, I will.
It was a ton of fun.
Dimitri, will you be at the Raven? Of course I will be there. Of course. Who's bringing the finger sandwiches? Oh, we're going crazy this time. We're bringing pedophores. No. Yes. What? Trivial man. See you there. Yeah. Pop. Chip, chip. Pop, pop.
Yeah, I will not apologize for this.
Well, you
You should.
I'm not going to.
You
Every
don't
week,
have to apologize, but you don't have that. You don't have that lane.
every week, you guys learn something new about me that just kind of fits perfectly into like your already constructed.
Trivia at the Raven. Yes.
didn't go to Hogwarts as much as I wish I had.
I know it's like it's this weird geek list of stuff. I hung out with my professors and we had played trivia at the Raven.
One professor.
Okay, that's a date.
But it wasn't just me. It was like 5 of us hanging out.
Wait, then you said just one? Oh, one professor and 5. So
yeah, 5
4
of us.
student and professor.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
all right. Yeah, that guy's. I'd like to see that guy's profile.
He's awesome. He's super cool.
Yeah, was he in
You
Predator?
guys would be good friends.
Predator Raw. Did he do Predator Raw?
Yes. I'm Chris Hansen.
What is this trivia at the Raven? What is that?
Raven in quotes.
We always won because we had the professor.
I can tell you that if you were playing trivia with your professors at the Raven, no one won. Ever.
I won. No, I'm pretty confident. It was a good time.
I will say this. Yeah, you won. I want to go again, but then again, you also have a different. You have a different life than him. You were the kid who had all the. I can't even make it better.
You don't have to because it's just fine.
Because it was rocking. Because it kicked ass hella bad. Like you wouldn't believe how hella cool it was.
I'd much rather be doing that than getting drunk on the weekends.
That's true. That's true. But that's because you're not Bombshell.
No.
Yeah, and
So what can we do? So
can I just say this real quick?
I
So
didn't
just
even
want
finish the Twitter thing.
Oh yeah, Twitter thing. Yeah, go.
But let's
Sorry, trivia at the Raven got us off. That just got us off.
Every time he starts talking, we make hard right turns. So we were at Brea, and a listener actually had his buddy
Oh no, I forgot about this.
sketch, and you're going to post a picture of it on social media, right?
Yeah, I gotta find them. I think they're still in
They're at the
truck.
house. Yeah, no, I got them.
No, I have them. We have them.
You brought them? They're at the house. Did you bring them here?
Yeah, I have them.
Good.
His name was Cesar Salinas, and he made shirts and brought us the original sketch, and it's brilliant. It's
Awesome.
really well done.
Awesome.
But it is a young fetus farmer sitting on the toilet in a homemade Batman costume, and his dad with his pants down,
and his hand in his lap,
hand in his lap,
and his dad,
and the plunger is on the other side of the toilet.
and a gruff-looking fetus father comes in and just says, "I came for the plunger."
It's all one frame, like cartoon, just hilarious. I saw it and I almost fell on the ground laughing.
Oh, man.
And I turned red because it was also incredibly embarrassing.
Yeah, they made some great shirts. That's good. I love great people that are that insane. That's pretty insane. I mean, he had a buddy to do the illustration.
He was inspired.
So we're gonna put it up on the Titus podcast page, guys. You'll see the fetus picture.
The funniest thing to date.
If you know the story, if you listen to the plunger story, people are nuts.
Anyway, so please do tell about Twitter.
So,
Your professors are going to Twitter.
Okay, so long story short, lots of people I know are going onto Twitter and saying that they've called their congressmen, they've called their representatives. They're finding out if they're on the floor right now, and if they're not, they're saying, why not? Why aren't you on the floor doing the sit-in right now?
Right.
And they're actively trying to do something about this, and it's really gotten people inspired that there are over 50 of these people trying, like, halt, quote-unquote, as the Republicans are saying, halting progress to make progress.
We have had a problem, and I know the black guy. It's the black guy's fault. Who's the president? I know it's all his fault. That's what everybody tells me. We've had a problem for a long time with this Congress. Once the Republicans got in charge, everything stopped. Did you notice? Everything just stopped. Like no legislation got passed. They won't even interview the Supreme Court nominee. That's not government. In fact, don't we have the right to vote? We're supposed to. We paid these guys to go vote. Go vote. You know why they don't want to vote? By the way, people, do you guys know why they don't want to vote on gun stuff? Because then we have a record of who basically let the killing continue. Yeah, that's right. And to you gun owners, man, I'm not anti-gun. I'm anti-douchebag. Simple laws. They can't. Here's how bad it is. If we were talking right now that here's the law they were going to pass. If the law they were going to pass was tomorrow the National Guard is going house to house and taking your guns. If that's the law that was getting passed, I would be calling my congressman and going, if you're in that fucking room right now, we're done. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure you never get elected again. That's how I feel about that. They're trying to get a law passed where we're trying to get people who are on the terrorist watch list to not be able to buy guns. Because currently, right now, if you're on the terrorist watch list, you can buy a weapon. Does that sound stupid?
Yep.
We have someone who's was very high up in the military, a family member, and he's stunned. He's hardcore right wing too, and he's like, I can't believe this is still a law. I can't believe you can still actually go in. He goes, how stupid! Like the common sense that just flows out of that shouldn't happen, and yet it's still and they won't even pass it. And the one law they didn't want to pass, they said, well, we'll make them so you can't buy on the list, but then you have 3 days. You have 3 days they have to prove why you should be on the watch list. How are you going to build a case, defend a case, or prosecute a case in 3 days? So within 72 hours, if those guys aren't standing in front of a judge, because our justice system is so streamlined and works so good, it's like going on, clickety-click, I'm in court tomorrow. That's not how it happens. So they said that the waiting period was 3 days. If they didn't have you in court in 3 days, you could still go buy the gun.
What?
Yep, that's the law. That's the whole law. Bombshell's now making noises. She's just so stupid she has no response. So that's all and so that's what I'm saying is that we can't get a moderate Supreme Court possible Supreme Court justice even interviewed by these fucking douchebags. And again, I have voted for 2 Republican presidents. Both of them got elected.
I always, prior to this, when I moved out here,
yeah.
I was not hardcore right wing, but I was registered as a Republican, and I'm not anymore. I'm not registered as a Democrat either, but I just think that that's the trap that people fall into is deciding that they're either or, and how can you say automatically I'm just going to agree with everything that the Democratic nominee says, or vice versa? I mean, I don't get that. That's stupid.
A comedian I don't like, and I don't. He probably stole the joke anyway because he's known for stealing. He said I heard him say something I took to heart. He said, "Why am I not a Democrat or Republican? Because I don't like being wrong half the time," and that makes sense to me. You know, they're so polarized. How could one side possibly be right all the time? Impossible. You know, if the Democrats want people welfare, you know, everybody should have welfare, and there should be a safety net. So if you don't work, you can still have. No, that's not America. Sorry, get off your ass, go do something. You know, and then the right wing is just so everybody should have a gun. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So I am an independent. Currently, right now, the only people who are nutting up and doing something to try to help actual Americans are the Democrats.
I'm Christopher Titus, and this was my campaign speech.
You guys, we got nothing. Shut up, both of you. You guys are not on my campaign. I heard Trump hired someone good for his campaign, though, didn't he?
He has a 27-year-old press secretary that when they tried to find out where she came from, because no one knew who she was, all they could find was that she was modeling clothes on Ivanka's website. And so they searched further and found that she, prior to her career as the possible president's press secretary, she was a model. And she's 27. And she doesn't like really to talk to people. So leave her alone.
Thank God she's only press secretary. I mean, in that job, you get to just be quiet. You don't have to deal with people. That's great. Good. That's a good job for her.
It's really well thought out,
wow.
I thought. It's that sort of narcissistic disease thing that he has where you know that she's cute and she knew his daughter and he was like, I can get you a job. You want a job? Like, I think all of his decisions are made out of severe narcissism.
I feel so bad for her, though, just how she's going to get shredded. Like,
oh, yeah.
She's just going to get destroyed. Like, it's not even going to be...
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no. The press corps?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, no
They're
way.
going to destroy her.
Do you speak from experience?
Well, imagine this.
About being destroyed by people you've hired? I don't know. Maybe.
Imagine this. Imagine having every douchebag in the world, because bloggers and all. Like, it's not just like ABC. It's not just big press anymore. It's all press. Now, Trump's really good about. He doesn't like the press. It's all the press's fault. Ivanka Trump said that he used to keep Hitler's speeches by his bed.
What?
Ivanka Trump came out and said that he had copies of Hitler's speeches by his bed.
Why?
Because if you look at what Hitler did, Hitler was brilliant in the sense of how he turned Germany. He convinced an entire population through nationalism and stuff, fascism, whatever, that they were going to basically run the world again and
make Germany great again.
Make Germany great again. And these people over here who are owning the businesses, it's their fault. We're fucked. And then they started killing those people. And the public was like, nah, I'm in. That's why when people bring up Hitler, it's not hyperbole. It's like the shit he's doing is literally exactly what Hitler did. Blaming immigrants, building a wall, make America great again, as if America wasn't the greatest country in the world. It's like so in 2008 we had 12% unemployment, 2008 and 2009, and now it's 4.7. So I'll tell you, why America's the greatest country in the world? Because we had a black man for president. And with our history of slavery, that's why America's great. You know why America's great? Because people, as I dealt with in Twitter all week, were sitting there and talking about hardcore gun guys. Hey, I'm a hardcore gun guy, Titus, and I honestly, if there was a gun DMV, I would spend 2 days there to make sure I could get a gun and some asshole couldn't. So that's what makes America great. Because eventually, I think this is going to change everything. I think Trump's going to be a galvanizing force. It's not going to people that's going to separate the country worse. I don't think so. I think everybody's going, what the fuck are we doing? Like left and right, like, what are we doing? Why are we this far? Hillary's more ordained. I mean, it's more of a coronation than anything. She's kind of seen it like that. So I just think we're in a bad place, and the only way to solve it is to get involved, people. Get involved. So tomorrow, just look at it. Just clickety-clack. You're on your computer tonight. Just clickety-clack your congressman's number. And if you don't want to talk to somebody, call them at night. I'm sure they got an answer machine on. And leave a message. It's going to take 3 minutes. And what? It's a penny a minute now to call on the phone? Do it. You know what would happen?
Is it a penny? It doesn't cost anything anymore to make phone calls.
No, I know. It's on your phone. You know what I mean?
No.
Do you know when I was a kid, it was like $1 a minute? Like when I was a kid, like long distance was like $1 a minute when I was little.
But you don't have to. It's not anything.
No,
now.
I'm just saying. Isn't that crazy? That's like how far have we come now? And it doesn't really cost anything once you build the equipment, and I guess you got to pay employees and stuff, but it doesn't really cost anything.
I have a cousin that doesn't know what a phone booth is.
Really?
Yeah, he has no idea.
Do you?
I know what a phone booth is.
Have
They
you
existed
seen
when I
one?
was younger.
Oh,
I've
they
seen
did?
them. Yeah.
No, because when they would do trivia, they would do Superman trivia at the
Ooh,
Rialto.
he changes a phone booth. I got it. Nailed it.
What's a phone booth? Here it is, and they drew a picture. What is it? The trivia at the what? At the Rialto?
It's the Raven.
At the Raven. There you go.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, trivia at the Raven.
Harumph.
Phone booth. They used to have these things where you got in and you
Good
pick the
man.
phone. Yeah, hello. I'm in the phone booth. And there's a damsel in distress. Aboard a plane. Superman. Trivia. Boom.
I feel bad because did you see that Bernie Sanders made the statement that, quote, it doesn't appear that I'm going to be the nominee? I feel like it's what you said about him. Again, the poor little guy, right?
He's like a grumpy model train enthusiast.
Well, it doesn't appear that I'm going
it doesn't
to be
appear.
the nominee.
I'm going to be the nominee.
He just said that today, on Wednesday.
So, it's crazy bitch. It's going to be running, and a crazy asshole going to be on the other side.
I'm really salty about it.
No. I mean, but this was pretty much, we all knew this about a week ago.
Ryan's getting salty.
Salty.
Let's figure out, before this shit breaks off, he's getting salty. Let's make sure this doesn't happen.
Salty.
He's kind of salty about it. That's what he said.
Oh no, you're giggling.
Just for trivia, salty. Salty. It was a phrase used by 1800 seafaring men. I learned that at the Raven.
Hey, on Wednesdays?
Yeah, Wednesday.
I wasn't there because I'm a girl.
Yeah, and you had a boyfriend.
What comes after salty? It goes, okay, so salty is like an entry level.
Grumpy.
Is grumpy before
And
or
then
after
Grumpy's
salty?
before salty.
Yeah, I thought so.
Grumpy's definitely before salty.
Like, I'm grumpy. And salty just means you're kind of indignant about the whole thing. You're just kind of pissed off and...
salty.
Yeah, you're just...
What's
salty.
after salty?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
It's salty is it stings a little, kind of like you're throwing salt in the wound.
Yeah,
like
okay.
that kind of
Kind of
thing.
feeling kind of salty. It hurts a little
Okay.
bit, yeah.
Yeah.
A little
All
grumpy about it, too. A little pissed off.
Anything, what comes out? What's your full-blown,
Curious? Salty? Let's go back to the 1800s.
the chart, Ryan's chart of emotions?
Miffed would be first. Miffed, and then then grumpy, then salty.
Yeah.
I would say, like, angry comes after salty.
All right,
You
all right.
actually have it. You have angry?
Yeah, and then under angry would be furious.
Under.
I mean, like next after.
Then
after.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, we're going. Like,
But we need
closer to
other words. If we're gonna use miffed and salty, you gotta
Yeah.
go angry. What would they say at the Raven? What would your professor say?
What would my professor
Yeah,
say?
just give me a bigger word. You're an English major. You have better words. Come on.
He would say, "Quit being so butthurt."
Butthurt. Oh wow.
Did he quip that when he said it? He quipped.
Oh my God, these amazing quips at the Raven. It's never anything but stimulating here at the Raven. My God. Doctor Who also had a phone booth. I know. Ryan, just one day. What happened? Did you hear there was a gunfire at the Titus podcast? What?
Nah, I would never get that salty.
Confounded.
Confounded, yeah.
He gets fiddlesticks.
It might be, and kerfuffled is before miffed, right?
Kerfluffle.
Oh, kerfuffled's what I feel all the time when I'm with you guys.
As well you should.
I like
if
it
you
better,
felt
kerfluffled.
Kerfuffled, not fluffled.
No, kerfluffle.
Oh, kerfluffled.
Yeah, I like it better.
That sounds
It's
like
like you're cutely
It's like a bird
irritated.
when it gets all poofed up.
Kerfluffled.
Yeah, an angry bird is like,
Great Scott. Did a lot of people say that when they were...
Only if it was a Back to the Future trivia question.
The Raven sounds like the boringest place on the...
Dash it all.
Damn you! I've only seen Back to the Future 1 and 2. Damn you! I don't know this. Jeez.
Discombobulated.
That phrase.
Oh, there was a rapscallion that would show up from time to time.
So Bernie decides he's out. He just decided he's out.
I think he accepts that he's out now. Probably. It appears. He's probably not.
I saw a very weird poll. They were talking about Trump and Hillary, and they said that 29% of people think Trump can handle the world and handle politics of the world, but they think that 45% thinks he would be he's tougher on the world. People, I got to clear something up. Tough and crazy are two different things. You know, someone who's tough stands for something and does it. Someone who's crazy hits the button and creates basically the world burning down. And that's what I believe Trump. Trump would much rather have a legacy of ending the world because he's such a narcissistic hole. Let's just call him a hole. That I think that he's going to get us in trouble. He's going to get us in big trouble. I don't think he's going to quit. My prediction is he's going to quit. I'm telling you, he's going to quit. He raised $1 million. He has $1 million in the bank. Hillary's got 60. He's got $1 million.
There is a sign in Tennessee in 2016,
right
today, that it's a campaign for the U.S. House. And the sign says, feel free to look it up, Rick Tyler is running for Congress.
Rick Tyler, I like old Rick.
And the sign has 4 different pictures, but in bold black letters it says, Make America White Again. And if you want information on that, you can go to ricktylerforcongress.com or makeamericawhiteagain.info. He said that he actually doesn't have any hatred in his heart for people of color.
He made signs.
It's a billboard. It's not a sign. It's a billboard.
So someone gave me a great idea. So one of the lowest price things in the world that needs to be recycled is dog and cat poop. I am pitching to you right now. Everyone get a little bag, Ziploc it, wrap it up, bubble wrap it so it doesn't get damaged, put it in a box, and then send it to Rick Carter's his name?
Rick
Tyler. And then say, care of Make America White Again. Enjoy this. Here's my contribution to your campaign. If we can get that guy 50, 60 bags of poop, that would make me extremely happy. I may send that guy a bag of poop.
Whose poop are you going to send?
It's not illegal.
I don't know. I don't know if it is.
I don't think
so. We're going to do some poop research after this podcast.
Oh, well, I'll do that right now. But whose poop are you going to send?
Just dog and cat poop. Just random dog.
Well,
and cat
no.
poop.
Do you remember last year or the year before we had a news story? Maybe it was last year. You were here.
I think I remember.
You could buy the bag of poo and send it to someone.
But it was approved poo.
Well, approved by whom? Poo.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, so it was like legal to send to the mail poo.
It was approved. Oh, my gosh. Yes, indeed, at the Raven, that would have killed.
Why is always so erudite here at the Raven?
Such a good
poop! It's totally approved.
I love puns.
And then they all scoff and guffaw.
Oh, man, the Raven.
So Google, if you actually start to type in, is it legal to send, it finishes poop in the mail for you.
And? People, listen up. This is why you listen to the Titus podcast. For information such as this. Go.
There is still the Shit Express is a website that caters to the packaging and mailing of animal feces.
Of course there is.
But it's probably for like research, right? Like,
There's poopsenders.com.
I don't think a research company is going to call themselves the Shit Express. I just think that if you're a medical facility doing poop research, hey guys, hey, Shit Express.
as opposed to the feces FedEx.
Yeah, feces fast. There you go.
I don't know. I think the Postal Service prohibits sending feces through the mail except for medical or veterinary purposes. And in those instances, the samples must meet rigorous packing and labeling requirements.
Oh, man.
However, without an implied or written threat, a poop-filled package won't get the sender in trouble on their first offense. As long as you don't send a threat along with it.
Or become like a habitual poop sender. So everybody, if you wrap it up really well, Ziploc it, wrap it in bubble wrap so it looks something special.
I have an alternative.
Hold on. We have a way to possibly go around the regulations.
I've gone to findlaw.com, and they do say that the act of mailing poo is not necessarily what's illegal, it's the intent behind it. That's what the law deals with. So there are harassment laws that make it a criminal offense to commit various acts with the intent to annoy, harass, or intimidate.
So if we put a letter in, this is
I love you,
and I would like to donate to your campaign. And here's what I have so far. I'm working on getting some cash together. If you put in XO. Go get him, boy. And little positive post-it. So wrap the poop in bubble wrap, little positive post-it, and let's make America right again.
Okay, it's illegal to harass by sending poop. It's entirely legal to get poop shipped to someone for entertainment or gag purposes. Cards Against Humanity actually legally shipped 30,000 boxes of poo from bulls.
I actually own a piece of an island from Cards Against Humanity.
Really?
Yes, sure. We all do.
Now, why?
No,
I forget why they did this.
story.
Why did Cards Against Humanity do this? I remember this.
Poopsenders.com.
It was part of their 20 Days of Christmas. Every day they sent something. If you contribute to the 20 Days of Christmas, they'd send you something back. And at one point they're like, and we'll actually send you poop. And they're like, you're not actually going to send poop. And they actually sent poop.
Of course they did. What a great business model. We're horrific. We can do anything we want.
So go get them, everybody. Rick Tyler.
I hate that guy.
It's the 26. This is not 1816, right?
That is
2016.
Yes.
Really? Wow, that's crazy. So, when I talk about the extinction level event, remember, and I've talked about it since the first podcast, I'm to the point where it's not gotten better in 5 years. We've bibbled for a long time.
Bibbled. A lot of bibbles.
We have, and at the end of the day, we still have idiots, and they're running for political office. I mean, he's not just in the back of a mechanic shop going, we need to make America white again. I just fix a lawnmower. That guy, that's where that guy needs to be, not with his own signs. He shouldn't have enough money to even buy a billboard. What a dehoosh.
He's a dehoosh. It's weird. Are you texting? What?
He's always on his phone.
Then what is he? What?
Why are you looking at his phone?
Is under the table in between your legs?
I'm trying to.
Aha!
I'm urban. I was Urban Dictionary salty.
Oh my God!
Salty.
He's still stuck on salty. That was.
It's hard for him to be around us because you and I have this weird laser jump on whatever comes out. Salty, bang!
What did he say about Hillary a couple weeks ago?
I forget what he said.
Oh, she clinched it.
She
clinched the nomination.
She scissor clinched.
It's a real word.
What is wrong with you? She clinched it.
It's him. It's a real word.
I'm not even off the definition.
Your indignance makes it funny.
Bombshell, here's the problem with you. This is why
Please
you're motivated.
tear me to problem.
No, it's not. It's just because you're beautiful and smart and funny. You're everything. You're everything that frightens and scares every man on the planet. You bring up all of the first time at the 8th grade dance when we walked across the room and asked a girl to dance. Everything about you says
That's a bad story.
No. You want to dance?
Well, I did in the 8th grade. I was so tall, I was I was on your nerd side.
So when did me? I was the greasy kid. I was nerd side.
I saw pictures.
I was the idiot. No, Well, it was not nerd. I was not nerdish.
You were sad.
Yeah,
You were
smoke.
a sad little boy. Sad.
Do you see this is worse? Do you see what she's doing to me now? This is not good. Damn.
His little eyes were just downcast. Your mom had at least one murder under her belt by then.
Yeah. Well, and an attempted.
Oh my gosh.
Assaults. Yeah.
You just look no hope. There's no hope in that boy's eyes. But I was this tall when I was 12, maybe?
No.
11, 10.
You were 5'11" at 12 years old?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So see, that's where some of the evil and the damage comes from.
Oh, girls grow quickly. First our feet, and then our bodies, but we don't
like
fill
puppies.
out. I've told you, I was 82 pounds. You know, they would never do this now, but but back then everyone was thin, so it didn't matter, and they weren't butthurt by everything. They would come and pull us out of our class, and we'd go into the hallway and do the sit and reach. Did you guys do that?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Flexibility.
The presidential whatever
Fitness
it was.
test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sit and reach, and then they'd weigh you and take your height, and then everyone would come back in the class, and the girls would all be like, how much did you weigh? Oh, my God, how much did you weigh? So I was 82 pounds for many years.
Wow.
5'11". My head was this big. My feet were... Thank God I only wear an 8.5. I was lucky in that regard. But, and my mom would do my hair. Like, she did my hair for the 8th grade dance, and she had this wooden case. I already had a partially failed perm, and
I've seen that picture. That picture's phenomenal.
And home perm. And my mom had this wooden case of giant silk flower pins that were like 6 inches in diameter and bigger. And she didn't know how to fix hair, so she would just pull up one side and then slap that flower right on top.
To make your skull look even bigger.
Man, it was not easy.
You just walked around looking like an ostrich with a giant head.
My nickname was Grasshopper. Thank you very much.
First time I ever told a girl she was pretty, she said, okay, and closed her locker and walked away.
Oh.
Dude, I have many of those stories.
That's great.
By the way, today's podcast brought to you by Combustion Speedwear. Go to combustionspeedwear.com for some cool shirts and some of the best leather jackets you will ever see. Combustion Speedwear, right?
.com.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now, from sea to shining sea. Wow, she is goofy as shit. Did you have a NyQuil or something?
No, but you know what I did yesterday? You know what I did.
You made your own cucumber martinis.
I did.
How did that go?
I took a sip. Wow. Somebody was upset yesterday is all I'm going to say.
It was a bad day.
Somebody wanted to kill something inside of them.
Yes, and not literally.
I know.
When there wasn't, not a baby. So
No. I wasn't even thinking that. No. I was thinking anxiety and pain. That's not what I was thinking. You can't do that with alcohol anyway.
Oh, man.
Oh, okay.
I was 19, and forget it.
Anyway, so I was upset, and you were not there. You were here at the Combustion Lounge, and so I said, I'm thinking about experimenting and making, so I muddled cucumbers, lavender, and fresh basil, and then poured Tito's over that and shook the shit out of it. And it was good. It was pure vodka.
It was not good. It was literally it was the kind of drink that like Bukowski would have at the bar. It was like Hemingway. It was the kind of drink that Hemingway used to forget his childhood.
Hemingway. He used to come to the Raven.
Yeah, he did. He did. The Hemingway trivia was amazing. He would talk about the elements he shot. What gauge weapon? It was credible. Hemingway. Keats would also show.
And Wordsworth. All of them.
Would go to the Raven.
They would take the short jaunt.
That's where it started. Trivia night. The founding fathers started trivia night at the Raven. It's incredible. And now, from sea to shining sea.
Don't bring condoms. You won't need them.
What?
That was their club motto.
Things have gotten strange at the Raven.
Condoms. You won't need them.
We never do. Hasn't been a woman in the Raven for years. For God's sakes, we're playing trivia games. Jesus, if women showed up here, we would stop this shit.
Oh, that sound was his head banging off of the
Fetus
table.
just has his head on the podcast studio stage.
Anyway, anyway, so I can't drink anymore, really. In light of my recent health problems, turns out that not drinking for a while and then drinking pure vodka hurts the next day.
Yeah, you need to know, when I met Bombshell was hardcore. Bombshell, you could drink cream sodas, vodka and cream sodas, like 4 or 5 of them. You're fine. You ran comedy clubs.
When I was in high school, my friends and I, to start the night, we would scramble eggs with vodka. We'd pour the vodka on them after we cooked them, and that's what we would eat before we went. Like, vodka went in everything.
On eggs?
Yeah, whatever.
That sounds bizarre.
Also, would mix it with dry tang powder. Yeah, it was good. It's thick, but it was good. Didn't look as good coming out.
We were all dumb when we were teenagers. We were all dumb.
Oh, it was brilliant.
Are we doing the news today, or are we just going to blow it off?
We can do it.
From continent to continent, sea to shining sea, and sometimes space. It's fucking Bombshell. With the Bombshell news.
Hey, it turns out that my grandma is right. So, my grandma Jean...
Amazing woman.
Super cool. Super
Yep.
hip. Just
Kicks
left.
ass.
She was out here. Almost 83. Badass. Super suspicious of everything.
Yeah.
As I say in my
Yeah, no,
act.
she's 80. She's that age. When you become a certain age, you just get so suspicious that...
You're suspicious, and I get it, because at that age you can't even trust a fart.
Boom.
You know, it's like,
there you go. Yeah.
So she has, every night when she takes off her makeup and puts on her house coat, she puts tape over her iPad camera and her laptop camera, and now she has an iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
She covers up the camera so that they don't see her in her house coat. And I just thought she was crazy, but actually it turns out Mark Zuckerberg, there's a story that just came out, and he actually covers up his camera as well. If you look, he's actually on Instagram now, and which he owns, or does he? Well, it's publicly traded now. But anyway,
Google owns Instagram.
He posted a photo of himself, and in the background you can see on his laptop that he has his cameras covered everywhere, the microphone jack as well.
Yeah, I saw this too, and it's really interesting because it's not like the computer is prominent. It's just you can see it on the desk behind him in the background, and there's definitely a piece of tape over it. Now, there's some speculation on whether that's his desk or someone else's desk. But that being said, when one of the most powerful technological, giants right now, in terms of money and power and influence, has potentially his computer's camera and mic covered up, he wouldn't just do that unless he had some inside information about something. And, it's speculated far and wide right now that it is possible to hack into your other computer's webcams and watch you. That's why whether it happens is to be determined, but it's the technology.
Super creepy.
Super creepy, and the tech's out there. I don't know if it's like something that can be done with mobile devices or if it's just a laptop thing over Wi-Fi. I'm not sure, but it is a little eerie, and it's a little concerning.
I believe technology has gone too far. You know what I really hated about FaceTime? My face is there. Sometimes I'm just like,
I hate it.
I'm just living in the world. The cameras don't make you look attractive. Why would you want to look at me? I mean, I'm just talking to you.
Point
of a phone.
Is so that you're not having to see each other in person. And then we got even better at it. We started texting. So I was texting my friend the other day, Nia, and I said, I'll call you this week so we can plan something for the weekend. And I go, and by call, I mean text. And she sent back, obvi. Like, nobody, we don't, so why? My grandma FaceTimes me.
Yeah.
And I just want to see your pretty face.
That's
and
what
I'm
my mom says.
No.
Well, but that's okay.
Pretty? Your pretty face?
I'm very pretty.
I may do that. And if he is dropping some weight, he's working on.
That's what my mom says.
I
Bless
know.
his heart.
Yeah.
She calls me really handsome.
Oh.
She used to make the finger sandwiches for the Raven.
No, she didn't, but she would have if I had asked.
I know, because she's that great. It's such a bizarre dichotomy of people here. I have this totally screwed up life where no one backed me up. Your parents got divorced when you were 12, so you became this crazy human being. He lived a life where his dad was the principal, and he was a cop, and his mom was like the nicest person in the world. I met his mom. His mom is great. His mom is great.
Speaking of meeting your mom, next week, the 28th, 29th, and 30th, we're going to be at Des Moines Funny Bone on Tuesday the 28th. On Wednesday the 29th, we're going to be at Omaha Funny Bone. And Thursday the 30th, we're going to be at Kansas City Improv.
Yeah, good. We're doing one night, guys, in and out.
One night, one show.
And also, I want you guys to come down to the show. We're filming in Escondido at the Center Theater. Go to the Center Theater box office in Escondido. We are going to film on July 9th, 2 shows, 8 and 10 o'clock.
No.
Sorry, I'm not going to. What are we doing?
7 and 10 o'clock.
7 and 10 o'clock. That's right, because I want to do the whole
You
show.
can go to ChristopherTitus.com and actually just click through the link for the live taping, and it'll take you right to either show for tickets.
Yeah, and come down to the show, guys. We're filming it, and it's
We're
going to
to
be fun.
have Fetus there, and Ashley Cashman Douche correspondent.
We're going to show,
be there.
and we're going to show a 5-minute clip of Special Unit before we get the show going. While people are sitting there to warm them up, we're going to show a 5 to 7 minute clip of the new movie.
Sweet.
Woohoo!
Work in progress.
Yeah, work in progress. He's freaked out because he's like, I got to edit what now? That's right.
He's kerfluffled.
I'm ready.
And the next news story is...
A 35-year-old man covered himself in butter to make it more difficult to arrest him.
Yes.
Genius.
Nailed it.
There's like 9 reasons why that's why I don't want to arrest that guy. A, covered himself in butter. You're already off the list. You're going to the psych ward. But I'm not going to grab a greasy naked man.
He does agree that he was drinking heavily and on medication at the time. He took off most of his clothes so that he could better apply the butter.
I know how they'll never
Barricaded
get me.
himself in his house, stripped and applied the butter. And then he was waving a 14-inch knife around, yelling, "Come in, ye bastards."
So he became.
They had to subdue him.
a
They did
pirate.
have difficulty putting handcuffs on him because of the butter on his body. But he has pled guilty.
I know how I can beat this rap. Quick, give me some margarine. I need 3 minutes.
And a spatula. There's actually a Domino's in New Zealand that has unveiled the Drew. You've seen this. He's still texting. Are you looking up anything to do with Salty?
No.
What are you
I'm
doing
not.
now? Are you on the podcast anymore? 'Cause
Let's
if you
see
gotta
it.
just
What
wanna
is it?
get-
Hold
if
it
you
up.
If you want to just go do research, go
Hold
do
it
research.
up.
What are you looking at?
Oh, he just clicked off of it.
No,
What
no,
was
Yes,
it?
it
I had to put the passcode in. It's nothing important.
What was it?
was it?
It's nothing important.
Oh, yeah. Are you looking at porn during the
Oh,
podcast?
no, absolutely not.
What were you doing?
What was I
Checking
doing?
trivia for the Raven.
He's purple, which means he was up to shenanigans.
I was texting.
Oh my
During the
gosh.
podcast.
I was.
Wow.
He's being allowed to speak on it, and now he's
I am telling you right now, he's about to lose his privileges. Next week, maybe very
back in
quiet.
the corner.
Just give him some time. Yeah, we put baby in the corner. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we do. Slap her ass right back into the corner.
Especially if they're texting during the show. You're supposed to be getting witty repartee, trivia. You
Yes.
graduated from the Raven. Where's some trivia? Instead, you're texting.
Yes, I was.
Asshole. Go ahead.
Witty repartee.
That's what I would like.
Domino's in New Zealand has unveiled the Drew pizza delivery robot.
I actually haven't seen this.
We don't care anymore.
Yeah, don't jump
We're
in
not
now.
talking to
Shut
you.
up.
We're
Don't
over
even.
it.
You weren't even paying the first time.
It's an autonomous pizza delivery robot. It's the first of its kind. There's a video you can see where the robot, super cute, is delivering pizza to people.
Wait, is it like just an apartment building or something? It drives over to your house?
Look, it's like a little
Like a
little
drone?
Wally.
Is that a drone or does it roll?
It rolls. It has to roll from Domino's with the
Wow,
pizza.
it's like a remote control car, guys. A little like it is kind of Wally looking and it just delivers pizza. You know,
But I just saw that is it Domino's that's going to have the cars with the pizza oven in them,
Yeah.
so that the pizza arrives hot and fresh.
140 degrees.
So sweet.
Here's the thing. If Fetus was saying, he said that everyone's bitching right now because they're talking about minimum wage going to $15 an hour, and people saying, "Oh, McDonald's jobs, they're just going to go to robots." And then Fetus, weirdly enough, I'll talk for you because you're busy with shit. He said that why don't you just go to school, learn how to fix robots? There's going to be new jobs if everything goes to robots. If fast food is all robots, you go up, you order, you hit some buttons, you pull up to the window, it gives you all your food already cooked. It wasn't touched by some guy who just got out of the bathroom. I'm so in on that. Fast food might get better. They're working on a robot sushi restaurant too, a drive-through sushi restaurant too. It's all automatic, perfect.
That'd be sweet.
And then, what about all the jobs? First of all, if you're worried that we're going to lose the McDonald's jobs, you really, really have your priorities screwed up. Agreed?
I agree.
Oh, my God.
15-year-old
Time
Darby.
to start a car detailing business is all I'm saying.
Darby Reisner, 15-year-old from Trussville, Alabama.
Or a robot detailing business.
Got stuck inside of a Barney head for almost an hour. The head originally belonged to her pastor.
What?
I don't know. Right?
This story is going off a little weird.
So they were playing with the head. Her friends had kind of passed it around, and she was over at one of her friends' house and saw it there, and she decided to try and scare them. She put it on and then couldn't get it off. And so her friends actually detailed the whole experience, documented it by doing pictures and posting it on social media. But at first it was funny, but then I guess it gets super hot in there. So look, all of her friends are tweeting and Instagramming pictures and videos of them trying to get it off of her. And then they had to drive her to the fire station.
It's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
They took a picture of, they put her in the front seat, and look at the mom driving her out of the garage. The head is huge. You guys got to go online and look at the video.
This is good friends. These are the kind of friends I love. You're second to Barney Head. You know what? Let's just start taking pictures.
But it's hot. She can't breathe. She's kind of panicking. So they drive to the fire department. And firefighters, now here's pictures of firefighters trying to get it off of her. They couldn't get it off, so they had to cut it free. But look at her once the head comes off. You can tell she was panicking
she
for
was
breath
dying.
and
heat.
Yeah.
My God.
So
looks like she spent some time in a Japanese prison camp. That's pretty rough.
When asked, she said this story, Ashley Cashman, our Deuce correspondent, sent it in, and she said it's her favorite story. But the girl said, I may have learned my lesson, but maybe not. Darby said, I've been stuck in many things before.
Oh, she is a rebel. I like her.
She's hardcore, baby.
Yeah, man. I've been stuck in a lot of stuff.
You know, that's right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What were you just doing on your phone?
I was just, we have, okay, so Special Unit, the movie, we are editing it, and Everlast, who's going to do the music. That's right, Everlast ends. People will, the mother for the ends. Everlast is going to be doing the music and scoring it, so he's coming to watch the movie today. So I'm waiting here at the Combustion Lounge for Everlast to show up, because I don't hear, jump around, Everlast. That's why. I want to make sure that I don't leave him, because he's also angry.
He's been on the podcast before, remember?
I just don't want him out. He's angry if he's I've seen
don't
him
keep
angry.
him waiting.
I've seen him angry before.
He's you with less filters.
He's
going to
go, I'm going to go Hollywood Jiu-Jitsu on this motherfucker. That's a quote.
An angry quote, not a funny quote.
We were in Iraq, and he said, I'm going to go Hollywood Jiu-Jitsu on this motherfucker. And I was so mad at the time, but when he said that, I lost my shit, and I laughed for half an hour. But he's going to do the movie. Guys, Special Unit is coming up. Do me a favor. Go to Escondido. It's summer. Take a little vacation. San Diego's beautiful. It's right near San Diego. Come to see the taping, July 9th. We're
going to stay a couple nights there.
Yeah, we're going to stay down there.
We should have a pre-party on the Friday night before. Like, everybody's
we
going to
should
be
get a club. Yep. That's a good idea. Because I need to film my next special totally hungover.
We'll have a little private room decorated like a library for Ryan and his professor friend.
Yeah, it's the Raven. We call it the Raven room.
My professor texted me back. That's who I was texting, by the way. I was telling him he should listen to this episode. And he said, I'll get back to you.
He should not. Oh, there you go. Wow.
So even he was like, who is this?
So he's going to... I'll give you an update next week on how that goes.
When you played trivia with your professor, did he make you wager money?
Was it strip trivia? Or strivia?
It was neither.
Okay,
I put strivia in my coffee sometimes. Super good. I put strivia in that vodka martini last night,
yes,
actually.
You did.
And I was feeling it today. Although I guess I probably had roughly 7 or 8 shots, if you really break it down, of straight vodka.
I have never, literally paint thinner. I took a drink. It was paint thinner with a cucumber aftertaste. It was the weirdest martini.
I was having a very bad day.
It was a bad day. Well, on that, make me one tonight. Let's make a little lighter one tonight. I have one tonight. No, you're done?
I'm done. I'm good. I'm good until July 8th, the night before the special taping. We'll do it. We'll have a little...
And we're going down to scout the location tomorrow. Center Theater. Please be there, people. Thanks for listening. Again, Combustion Speedwear. You want some cool car guy stuff? The best leather jackets made. Go to CombustionSpeedwear.com and check it out. And for myself, the Bombshell, and the Fetus. Later.
Peace out.
See ya.
Trivia at the Raven.
I definitely think that you should mention that I'm selling Alpha Chick T-shirts on my website.
Oh, goodbye, all you ladies out there. You want to be bad like Bombshell? Alpha Chick T-shirts. RachelBradley.com.
No,
What is it?
RachelBradleyComedy.com.
Oh,
Because
man.
there's another Rachel
This
Bradley.
is the worst ad we've ever done.